Okay, we've completed our first test in the game, so that when we draw a scene and play a scene, whenever we click on an icon, it tells us whether the icon clicked is the right answer. So if we click on this one again, it says, no, that was the wrong one. The sun is the right one, and then the map is the right one. But if you click on any other one, we are told forever that it's the wrong icon. So in reality, what we need to have happen is after we've clicked the right answers, 2, 3, 0, we need to move to the next scene. So we need another test that lets us know when we've gone through all the answers and correctly completed a scene to move to the next one. And so to do that, what we're going to be working with is the number of answers in an array. So if we have an answer sequence of 2, 3, 0, that means there are 3 clicks effectively needed to complete the scene. And so we're going to track the number of clicks needed based on this answer array's length. All right, so answer array length here is 3, and so that's the number of clicks needed for a scene. So within our event listener, we can say, hey, let clicks needed equal the scene level dot answer dot length. All right, and so clicks needed is going to equal 3 in that first scene. And so the idea is that when we test an answer, and if it's correct, click count goes up, but then immediately within that correct answer guess, so if you got it right and click count goes up and said, you've done a click, do you need more clicks? And so the idea is we're going to test whether if click count now equals the number of clicks needed. All right, and if that is true, then we're going to say, for now, we'll just say console.log. Sorry. Scene complete. All right. But also, if you think about it, we're going to say it's scene complete. But if it were completed, we'd also want to have our level go up, right? So it would go from level 0 to level 1. Okay, so we would say level plus plus. All right, so if we save this, and now we have our call to draw the scene, play the scene, and we click 2, 3, 0. It reports we've done it and the scene is complete. Now for now we're still clicking icons. We're not advancing to the next scene, but we've completed the test, scene complete. So let's figure out how do we actually move to the next scene. So now that that is working, we can move to the next scene. So in order to do that, we're going to need to make a couple new functions, because we want our play scene function to be literally just playing the scene. And so all this work we've done here, we're going to actually move this into another function. We're going to call function check icon. So it'll be check the icon and its index value, right? And we're going to take all of this within our event listener. All right, so that is to here, and you can see the event listener opens with this yellow curly bracket anonymous function, closed function, closed parenthesis of the event listener. So we're going to cut that out of there and place it into this function. All right, and it's going to pass that value of icon and the index value, though right now we're not using the index value, the icon value in this particular version. But we can call check icon index. All right. And so we've just packaged all of that test code into this check. All right. So check or test. So we're saying this check function. So if we go back, nothing has changed. We draw the scene, we play the scene, and we click. You clicked icon 2, the answer is 2, 3, 0, scene complete. So no change in the functionality of the program, but some better code organization right now. And then finally, we're going to create a new function, another new function called next scene. All right. So we have this function so that when we're done with a scene, we can call the next scene. All right. And so within next scene, we're going to rearrange a couple things. So when we think about a next scene, what do we want to do? We want to clear icons, clear instructions, map icons, map instructions, right? And then reset the click count and then play the scene, right? And then actually do it. So for clarity, we're going to keep draw scene as just mapping icons and mapping instructions, right? So draw scene is literally does the mapping, where next scene clears things first. So we're going to actually move these. We don't have to do this, but I kind of like it for clarity reasons, where we would say clear icons, clear instructions, and then we call draw scene. Okay. So we call draw scene based on the actual level value, right? Even though this is the argument name is level, but it's when we call draw scene level, we're looking at this value up here, which is initially set at 0. All right. And then when a scene is complete, level goes up. All right. So we draw a scene, the level, we reset the click count to 0, and then we get to finally play scene. All right, and then we call play scene. So next scene is actually going to do everything for us now. It's going to clear our icons, clear our instructions, draw the scene, reset click count, and then play the scene. All right, and if we think of play scene, what does play scene do? Well, we can get rid of click count now because we're setting it in the next scene. When we go to play scene after everything's drawn, it starts our selector of all the I elements, turns that node list of I elements into an array, and then traverses through that array with a for each function. And for every element in that array, it tests whether it's clicked. And when it's clicked, it checks, it calls check icon. So whenever you click on an icon, it checks it. And within that checks function, this is where our two tests exist: the answer and the clicks needed. All right. So right now, our console logs, we're still console logging whether it's the right answer. But the cool thing is now, whenever we're done, we no longer say, we can keep scene complete, but we can also increase the level and then finally call next scene. All right. And so if we go back to our game, we can say draw scene, and let's just call it level what it is, right? Draw scene, right? Oh, now they're separated. Whoops. Let's do this. Let's just do the right thing, which is just call function next scene. And next scene is going to clear all the icons, clear the instructions, draw the scene, reset the click count, and then play the scene. All right, so I'll just call one function now. We call it next scene. We call it. All right, and we click on the globe. You clicked on icon 2. The answer is 2. You clicked on 3, and you clicked on 0, which is the answer, and then scene was complete. But look at that, it went right to the next scene because we were done. It understood that we were complete, and it called called our function next scene with the value of level up. So when we clear icons, clear instructions, and now draw a scene, the level is now equal to 2. All right, and so click count is reset to 0, and so we can play the scene of level 2. And so you can note that. So we can think about it. It's like level is now, we call it level 2, but the index value is 1. The first level is index value 0. The second level is index value 1. And so if we click plus, we say you clicked icon 3, the answer is to the scene complete, but now we have an error because we've run out of scenes. Okay, if we look at our game, we only have right now in our scenes, our scene array, we only have 2. So if we add more, we'll go and we'll go to the next scene. But right now there's just 2. All right. So let's look at this one more time. So now we can call next scene, and next scene effectively is our initializing function for now. And we can move through our icons testing. So if we click the wrong one, it's saying wrong, wrong, wrong. But if you get it right, it says, hey, you clicked the right one. You clicked the right one, wrong one, wrong one. Oh, you clicked the right one, and that was the number that you needed. Scene complete. All right. And so we click the right one again. We can click the wrong one, but click the right one. Scene complete. And since there's nothing else, it just emptied and cleared the space and let us know we're done. So in our next video, we're going to be able to start to do things like, if we go to our game, notice we haven't been changing our instructions, we haven't been having our icons disappear, and we're going to finally get to, we have the core logic of the game completed, but now we have scene specific logic. And we're going to need a new function added to each scene that allows us to call scene specific logic during a particular scene. So in this case, you can see there's all scene specific logic. So the bug disappeared and it showed a different icon, right? And then red, blue, green, biggest frog. This one's interesting. You click the yellow, all right, instructions disappeared. You click the green, but then all the icons moved. So these are things that are specific to each scene, and we'll be working on that next.